Live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. I bet you're not as surprised as much as the Minnesota Twins that they are being featured in a game from mid-August in this 1978 replay. But here they are, the Royals and Twins, for a big midweek series at the Met in Bloomington. And the Royals ended up blowing an 8-1 lead. It started in the first. Hal McRae doubled home Steve Braun, 1-0 Royals. And the second, still in the first, rather. Clint Hurdle with a fielder's choice, 2-0 Royals. Then our favorite, center square, Pete Lecoq singled home Darrell Porter, 3-0 after one. In the third, Darrell Porter singled home George Brett, 4-0. In the fourth, George Brett, a two-run triple, made it 6-0. In the fifth, Freddie Patek singled home Pete Lecoq. Yeah, that's easy to say. 7-0 Royals. You thought it was over? Was it over? No, it wasn't over when you know what happened at Pearl Harbor. In the bottom of the fifth, Dan Ford doubled home Glenn Borgman, 7-1. But Al Collins in the top of the seventh made it 8-1 Kansas City. And then the Twins came to life. Rod Carew, of all people, in the bottom of the seventh. A two-run shot, 8-3. Bombo Rivera singled home Disco Dan Ford, 8-4. And the eighth, they really made headway. Dan Ford, a two-run double. And then with the bases loaded, Bob Randall walked home Rod Carew, 8-7. In the ninth, Dan Ford singled home Hoskin Powell to tie the game at 8. And then, like the Empire, the Royals struck back in the 11th. John Watson had a single. He has a 12-game hitting streak. Al Collins took advantage of an error by the pitcher. Darrell Jackson, 9-8, Kansas City. And then they put it out of reach. First, Freddie Patek, a fielder's choice to make it 10-8. UL Washington, a sac fly to make it 11-8. And then Hal McRae with an two RBI single, 13-8. The Twins huffed and puffed in the 11th, but they could not make the barn door go down. Kansas City 13, Minnesota 8 in a slop fest at the Met with 6 errors. Tonight they meet again as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978 from the Met in Bloomington. Oh, I forgot to do the ballpark. How about that? I thought I had done one on this computer. Well, it's going to look a lot like Camden Yards in Baltimore, but really, from the Met in Bloomington, masquerading as Camden Yards, Major League Baseball 78 Replay presents the Minnesota Twins and the Kansas City Royals. Brought to you by DigitalDice.com, celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Join us for the best sports podcast on the web on Spreaker, Spotify, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Larry Gura. And the Explorer, Roger Erickson. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Juckett. We welcome to the show. Yes, you are going to get a look at a stadium that it doesn't really exist. I honestly thought I had done a game in Minnesota on this computer. But apparently I haven't, because it came up to the default of Camden Yards, which is what you get when you have a ballpark that doesn't quite have a picture attached to it. So, really, this is from the Met, and it'll be Roger Erickson looking for his 12th win of the year and looking an awful lot like Peter Brady versus Larry Gura as the Royals and Twins do battle here on a warm night, August 17th, 1978. It is windy, as it often was, on the prairies of Minnesota, going at right from to left at 19 miles an hour. Now, we'll be with you today. We'll be with you tomorrow at noon, and then probably on Thursday at noon. And outside of that, I really don't know. Subject to change. The wife is on vacation this week, and so if she's out of town, my help comes in at the lunch hour instead of at night, so we're not going to play with that. So that's what we got. We got baseball for you today, baseball for you tomorrow. And I tell you what, the Met is dressed up like it's Halloween. It does really look like Camden Yards. How you doing, DC? And so Roger Erickson takes his warm-up tosses. Look at the replay board and all that. I could have sworn I did a game from the Met on this new computer. Only had it since February. Let's see. Roger Erickson making start number 28 on the year. He'll make 9 more after this. He is 11-13 with an ERA of 4.76. He is a fastball pitcher at 87 and does not favor the fly ball or the ground ball. Against the Royals, this is his second start. 8 1/3 innings, 13 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. But in exhibit number 7050, why wins don't matter as a stat, he won the game. So he's 1-0 with a 9.72 ERA. That's amazing. Against the Royals. His last time out was the 13th against Oakland. Doing fine. Happy Monday to you too, Todd B. Todd B and DCUNC in lime green colors today. Anyway, Erickson last pitched on the 13th against Oakland. He went the distance, took the loss, 9 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. So in 209 2/3 innings, he's allowed 224 hits, which is a mouthful, 19 homers, 120 runs, 111 of those earned. He has walked 76 and struck out 94. The start against the Royals, which amazingly enough he won, was on May 19th. And so here's a lineup he'll face. This will play, by the way, as the Met. The picture is the picture. I could be showing you my backyard. It would still play as the proper stadium. It's just not the proper picture. That's what I get for not checking until 11:59 in the morning. Anywho, Steve Bryan will lead off in left field for the Royals. Hal McRae, the DH, will bat second. George Brett at third will bat third. Darrell Porter cleans up behind the plate. Clint Hurdle in right will bat fifth. Pete Lecoq at first base will bat sixth. Al Cowens in center will bat seventh. Freddie Patek at short will go eighth. And UL Washington at second will bat ninth with Larry Gura on the mound. Defensively for the Twins, Norwood. Norwood is in left field. He's a 7 and a 6. Scott Norwood was the kicker for the Bills. Dan Ford, a 4 and a 5 in center. And Bombo Rivera, a 7 and 9 in right. Larry Wolf is a 5 at third. Roy Smalley is an 8 at short. Bob Randall is a 7 at second. Rod Carew is an 8 at first. And Butch Weiniger behind the plate is a 7 and an 8. Roger Erickson, an 8 on the mound with a 9.17 fielding percentage, which means he's not that good. So Braun steps in at 290, 5 doubles and 10 RBI. 77 degrees, winds blowing from right to left at 19. A warm and breezy night in Bloomington. A perfect place to build a mall. Pitch to Braun is a ground ball to Carew. Underhands it to Erickson. It certainly wouldn't be the Metrodome in 78, you're right. It's also not the Met. I did a Twins game, but I must have done it in February. Before I switched computers, because when you do, it doesn't keep that information for you. So if you're ever wondering, this is the default ballpark it shows you when you don't have the right picture there. But it is playing as the old Met. Hal McRae at 266, 9 homers and 68 RBI. I can't wait for the thumbs down on this when I put this on YouTube. Just like Pepperidge Farm, Todd B remembers when Carew played second. Yep, he is that old. McRae's ready. Erickson's pitch, and McRae slaps that one up the middle. He's going for 2, and McRae's in there. So 1 out double for Brett at 266. 10 triples, 8 homers, and 52 RBI. The Royals game 119, they're 64 and 54. And the Twins, they reached the three-quarter pole with this. They're 62 and 58. And well in the thick of things, 3.5 back in the American League West. Pitch to Brett is a ground ball to Smalley. He throws it over to Carew for the out. No, it got away. It got away from from Carew. The throw goes in the dugout. It hit the dirt and skipped past Carew's glove, and Brett ends up on second on the air. And so it's 1-0 Kansas City. And so that brings up Darrell Porter, 297, 14 homers, and 75 RBI. Well, 78. When did he stop playing second base? 77, when some hitters had more walks than Ks. So, well, this is 78, but point taken. Darrell Porter is one of those. He's walked 53 times and struck out 46. Pitch from Erickson is right back to Roger. Throws it to Carew for the out. So Brett will hold 2 out for Clint Hurdle at 262, 5 homers and 42 RBI. Oh, the same era. And this was still a rail yard in 1977 and 78. I think at that point for the Chessie system. And we'll start early with this is the type of conversations you don't have on a fortnight stream. Hurdle, 262, 5 homers, 42 RBI. 2 out, Brett on second. Popped up, left side, Wolf will have it go foul, and somebody from St. Paul made that catch. So an 0-2 count to Hurdle. And there's a ground ball to Smalley. He throws it across the way, and that will retire the side. Royals get a run on a hit in an error after half an inning. Kansas City won. Here come the Twins. Willie Norwood, how about that? So let's tell you about Larry Gura. This is start number 16. 10 more left for Larry. He is 6-5 with a 3.25 ERA. Fastball pitcher at 84 and a fly ball plus pitcher. He has not faced the Twins this year. His last appearance was presumably a start on the 13th against the Blue Jays. 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs all earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 4. 122 innings overall. Remember, he worked a lot out of the pen the first half of the year. 114 hits, 12 homers, 51 runs, 44 earned. He has walked and struck out 41. And here's the lineup he'll face. Willie Norwood will lead off in left field. Rod Carew in 329 will bat second at first base. Dan Ford will hit third and play center. Craig Cusick is the DH, God knows why. He cleans up. Roy Smalley at short will bat fifth. Butch Weiniger behind the plate will go sixth. Bob Randall at seventh, batting seventh, will play second. Larry Wolf at third will go eighth. And Bombo Rivera will hit ninth. Erickson threw 22 pitches in the first. Defensively for the Royals, Braun is a 6-3 in left. Cowan's a 3-8 in center, and Hurdle is a 4-7 in right. They're playing for the bunt, so I can't tell you off the top of my head what Brett is. Patek is 6 at short. UL Washington is a 3 at second. Frank White must have been hurt. Lecoq is a 6 at first. Darrell Porter a 6 and a 6 behind the plate, and Gura an 8 with a 9.83 fielding percentage on the mound. That's pretty good. Norwood's not going to bunt. 241. Does not hit lefties well at all. 4 homers and 35 RBI. And here's the pitch to Norwood. And there's a base hit that's going to go all the way to the wall in left center field. Braun got a late jump on it, and Norwood's in there standing with a double. And that'll bring up Carew. Rodney at 329, 8 homers and 53 RBI. Brett, by the way, is an 8 at third. Lorenzo, hope all is okay in your world. We'll be with you tomorrow at noon and Thursday at noon. And Wednesday is TBA. Pitch to Carew is a liner up the middle for a base hit. Norwood will score. And we're tied at 1 right off the bat. Brings up Dan Ford, 283, 13 homers and 78 RBI. Carew stands on first. Nobody out. 3 pitches deep for Gura, and he's giving up the lead. Pitch. And there's a ground ball to third. Brett to Washington for 1. Over to first. Lecoq on the bag. Do they go around the horn? Yes, they do. 5, 4, 3. And there's 2 out in a 1-1 tie. And that'll bring up Craig Cusick, who's hitting 205. Why in the world is he hitting cleanup? It's lefties at a 196 clip. There's the danger of doing as-played replays right here. No homers and 8 RBI. Pitch from Gura. Ball 4. Sometimes it's just best not to ask why and trust. Roy Smalley at 293. 9 homers and 61 RBI. Cusick on first. 2 out. 1-1 ball game. Throw to first. Cusick is back. We could always pretend that the Vikings had the place booked, and you can't play baseball and football at the same time. I mean, do you really want Fran Tarkenton with a bat? That's how Burt Jones got hurt, right? Pitch to Smalley is a liner to Patek, who leaps and makes a good catch. But the Twins tie the ball game. A run on 2 hits and no errors. They leave a runner on. We go to the second. Kansas City 1, Minnesota 1. So it'll be Lecoq, Cowens, and Patek. They face Erickson here in the second. Lecoq at 320. 3 homers and 22 RBI. And doesn't Erickson look like Peter Brady there? Yes, if Patek leaped, it might have been a 6-footer. Absolutely. Wilt Chamberlain, by the way, would have been a great shortstop. He never would have had to leave the ground at all. Pitch to Lecoq is a ground ball to Randall, deep in the hole, over to Carew, 1 out. So good play by Bob, and that'll bring up Cowens. Al at 291, 4 homers, and 58 RBI. So, just remember Minnesota and Tampa Bay survived the death penalty. Okay, you can explain that one because I don't get that one at all. 3 new people to wish hello to. Let's start with Grizzly Sid. Yeah, imagine Minnesota Manute Bowles strike zone. Even I could have hit that. Grizzly Sid, thanks for the follow and nice to have you along. M10856, don't know who you are, but thank you so much for the follow and Super Bowl tournament. I know who you are, and I thank you very much for the follow. I gotta remember to follow you back. And H2O Field, Waterfield is my latest Patreon. And someone else joined on Patreon too, so thanks to you both. Cowens, did I read the numbers? 291, 4 homers, 58 RBI? Well, I did already, so here we go. Cowens hits a slow roller to Smalley, over to Carew for the out. And there's 2 away for the short one, Freddie Patek. Freddie and I almost could see eye to eye. What was he, 5'4"? On a good day, I'm 5'2". Freddie at 245, 3 homers, and no, that was Montreal. It was Minnesota and Montreal. 245, 3 homers, and 37 RBI. Mark's talking about contraction around the turn of the century. Tampa Bay had just come in the league. They weren't going to contract them that soon. Minnesota volunteered, and I think Montreal volunteered. And the union wouldn't allow it. 2 out. 245, 3 homers, 37 RBI for Freddie. Struck him out. Erickson got him in there at the knees at 87, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Kansas City 1 and Minnesota 1. Todd, I think Vegas has a better chance than Nashville. You see that they're trying to put together a group for Nashville. But with the gambling thing, and of course, baseball, the poster child for you're not supposed to do that on the sport, everyone's kind of avoided Vegas, and Vegas kind of would have the same problems that Denver has. It's high up in altitude. The ball's absolutely going to fly there. You'd have to build a retractable roof dome. They'd have to build another one. What they're building for the Raiders wouldn't work. I don't think there's baseball in mind for that. Weininger, by the way, at 213, 4 homers and 23 RBI. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to right, hurdle in the corner, 1 out. And so it'd be very costly to put a team in Vegas. And I'm not sure if you're going to go there, would you want to sit inside for those 81 games a year? You'd have to have a retractable roof. I'm not sure it'd have even been practical to even think about until the mid-90s. That's good. I'd build a dome shaped like a poker table that opened up. Said they were supposed to have a Montreal. Kind of like what they have at Miller Park, right? Just kind of a fan-shaped roof. Bob Randall at 339, 2 triples and 27 RBI. No, and I think that's one of the reasons why the Raiders moved out. Although, let's not talk about Mount Davis. You would have to have a roof. There's no way in purgatory that you could have a game in the summertime in Las Vegas without a roof. There aren't enough degenerate gamblers to make that worthwhile. Pitch to Randall is lined right back to Gura. 2 out. Here's Larry Wolf at 240. No homers and 15 RBI. The Raiders, speaking of Vegas, their field is going to be like the one that the Cardinals use in Phoenix. That they'll sit outside and bake, and they'll roll it in on game day. When UNLV plays at Allegiant Stadium, they're going to be playing on the field turf, and that will be over the grass field. Pitch to Wolf is a fly ball to shallow left. Braun comes in and makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 2. Royals and Twins tied at 1. And before UL Washington goes to the plate, here are the standings. Let's start in the American League West, which is the closest of the 4 divisions. Texas by a half game over Kansas City. Minnesota 3.5 back. They've won 7 of 10, but they lost to Kansas City last night. California's dropped 4 straight, and they're 3.5 back. In the East, Milwaukee by 2.5 over Baltimore. The Yankees are 3.5 back, and the Red Sox have moved to Washington. In the National League, the Dodgers now have a 6-game bulge over Cincinnati. Houston and San Diego are 7 back. And in the East, the Phillies have lost 2 straight, and the Pirates have won 2 straight. So that difference is now 4. And look at the run differential. It's even at 72. Can you believe the Cardinals, who are 53 and 67, have a positive run differential? Yes, Tribe fan. To move the mouse back down. They did play a few games at Cashman Field, the old Vegas Aces, while the Coliseum was being repaired. And that was open air. And there's no way in heck that they played those games during the day. But Cashman only seated 15, 16, 17,000. It was built to be expanded, but you just couldn't do it. You just could not do 81 games there. Pitch to Washington is right back to Erickson, over to Carew for the out. So 9 batters deep for Erickson, 33 pitches, 2 1/3 innings. A hit and a strikeout, and the run is unearned. Braun is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Randall deep in the hole, throws it to Carew for out number 2. So a good play from Randall, and that'll bring up McRae, who doubled and scored on the error, I believe. So 1 for 1. 2 out, 1-1. What players are overachieving, underachieving in this replay? I'd have to look. Jim Rice is at 40 homers as we play the 17th of August. Gaylord Perry's having a terrible year for San Diego, but they're still in contention. Chet Lemon was pushing 400, but I don't think he's going to have the at-bats. That's what who gets now. That's just what I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. The Red Sox are outside of Rice have really underperformed. And there's a four-way battle royale in the American League West. Pitch to McRae is a fly ball to right field. Rivera, that's going to be off the wall. McRae is going to go into third standing with a triple. So a 2-out triple for Brett. Brett, 30 points underneath his average. He's 0 for 1. So second hit for the Royals. Pitch to Brett. And there's a base hit left center field. Ford got a late jump on it. Brett's in the second standing. McRae will score. And it's 2-1. Yeah. Well, the A's have been trying to get a new park, Mark, for a long time. And they finally own the property. And I don't understand why they just don't build in the parking lot a new stadium. I mean, it was the Raiders that ruined the place when they moved back from Los Angeles. The lesson from that was don't move to Los Angeles. Darrell Porter's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So Erickson, first walk, 2 outs here in the third for Hurdle, who's 0 for 1. Ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Erickson misses on a full count. And they're loaded for Pete Lecoq, who's 0 for 1. So 2-1 Kansas City, 2 out, top the third. And there's a ground ball to Randall, throws it to Carew. Brett will not get home in time, and the Royals will leave him loaded. They do get a run, however, on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Kansas City 2, Minnesota 1. Yet now 2 teams in there. One should be in Inglewood. You do realize that both teams are going to be in Inglewood, right? That's where they're building SoFi, or Sophie. Is at Hollywood Park. It literally is right next to the Forum. I always thought the Clippers should have been in Anaheim. I don't think the Forum is big enough now for basketball. Madison Square Garden bought the Forum for a music venue. I know the Clippers are talking about leaving Staples Center. Oh, the Clippers are taking the Forum, are they? Bombo Rivera, by the way, 242, 2 homers, and 22 RBI. Maybe the Lakers left some greatness there or something like that. Well, that's why they were called the Clippers, because they were in San Diego. Can they move back to Buffalo and be the Braves again? That would make Mr. Gardner very happy. He might even follow the NBA. Pitch to Rivera is grounded foul. We'll do it again. Third base side. So the count is 0-2. Ball 4, he lost him. So full count just high. And now bring up Willie Norwood, who doubled and scored in the first. So through 36 pitches, 2+ innings for Gura, 2 hits and 2 walks, and the run is earned. Not a threat to steal. Struck him out. An 0-2, and he swung at a bad pitch. Rod Carew singled and drove in the run in the first. We taped Digital Dice today, by the way. Our 1-year anniversary special. And our 48th total show. That's pretty gosh darn cool. Pitch to Carew. popped up left side. Braun will come in, make the catch for the out. 2 out. For Ford, who's 0 for 1. Did Dave do any painting? Well, you know, it's a family stream. But yes, he did. Raiders ruined the Coliseum when they put in Mount Davis. Oh, if you listen with both ears, it'd be less vitriol, wouldn't there be? So Ford grounded into a double play his first time up. Pitch. And there's a liner right back to Gurra, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth. It's 2-1 Kansas City. All right. Although, let me explain something here. I'm going to go on camera. And so, and a serious note for all this, if you forget, for some of the older ballparks that don't have pictures in Action PC, it will default to what you're seeing now. Or, no, you're seeing me right now. But it'll default to Camden Yards in Baltimore. But the ballpark effects are there. The game doesn't really care what picture you use, whether it's the drawings that I thought I had there from Minnesota or whatever. You could literally play the game on any field at all, but the ballpark effects are there. It doesn't look like you're playing at the Met in Bloomington, but we really are. So just kind of putting it out there, because I'm about to read the ballpark effects, and it really is for the Met. Forget which button's which here. Anyway, the ballpark for lefties is playing big. -9 on the batting average. For righties, it's -6. Lefties, a -35 chance of a home run. Kind of like what you're seeing down that scoreboard down at the right side of the field in Bloomington. Righties are a +4 on the homer and -6 on the average. The bleachers, kind of like what you see here at Camden Yards, were set for the Vikings. It very much was, like Oakland, a baseball field set in a football stadium. Ron got Dave a Leafs jersey. Dave got Ron a case of Dole pineapple for pizza. No. Yes. So, no. If I was to do that to Dave, it would be a Habs jersey. Dave got Ron. Dave posted a picture of pineapple and rice today. And you know what? That's actually a decent combination. You refrigerate the rice, you sweeten up the pineapple, and it's almost like a pudding. It'd be a dessert. Callens is 0 for 1. Pitch to Al is a ground ball to third. Wolf over across the way for the out. 1 out for Patek, who struck out his first time up. Talk about Wilt Chamberlain's strike zone or Manute Bull's strike zone being, the one that I could hit. You'd have to be a grandmother that was a knitting expert to hit Patek's strike zone, yet he has fanned 45 times. And there's a fly ball to shallow right. Ford rides the Schwinn, makes the catch, 2 out. Heartfelt apology, huh? I'm sorry I haven't done it more. Here's UL Washington, 2 out. 262, no homers and 13 RBI. Tapioca rice pudding with pineapple actually does sound good, doesn't it? Erickson delivers. Washington in the left center field. Ford is there. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Go get the wife to get you a Maldito beer. We're through 3.5, 2-1 Kansas City. It'll be Cusick, Smalley, and Weiniger here in the bottom of the fourth. Cusick at 205, no homers, and 8 RBI. The good news is, if you're watching on YouTube, is that we've caught up. You will see this game on the 16th. And today's the 13th, so we're caught up. The 3-week backup is pretty much gone, and we should be pretty much within 1 or 2 days now the rest of the way. Gurra to Porter, and Cusick slaps that one into right field. See, I told you, I'm an idiot manager. So Cusick's on with a single. Third hit for the Twins. Here's Smalley. He's 0 for 1. Roy can bunt, but Weiniger is on deck. I'm not sure why I would bunt. Pitch to throw to first. Cusick back. How's your brother doing, Lorenzo? Smalley popped up left side. Brett reaches over Freddie's head and makes the catch. So 1 out for Weiniger, who is 0 for 1. Randall on deck. Gura throws to first. Cusick back. Starting next week, Wifey goes back to work. Got a couple things for you. Smalley had a father that played baseball. I don't remember if his name was Roy or not, but yeah, Roy definitely was a second-generation Smalley to play in the bigs. Pitch to Weiniger is into left field. Braun will go back and make the catch on the track. 2 out for Randall. Bob is 0 for 1. So starting next week, we've had a couple of requests to do some prime time streams, and they happen to actually pay some money. So we're going to do that. So starting next week, our Wednesday night stream and thereafter will be in prime time, at least East Coast wise, at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific, Lorenzo, instead of the noontime stream, because there's a couple of you who want to watch some live stuff, and so we'll do that. And so also next week, prime time Thursday and Friday, and then daytime over the weekend, our Open Championship all-time greats will take on. This week would be the actual week on the calendar, but with a wife home, I don't want to do an 8-hour golf tournament while she's here. So it'll be next week, Thursday and Friday in prime time, and leaders noontime on Saturday and Sunday. All right. They're holding on. And yesterday, my grandson and his girlfriend were up in the hills. Oh no! And he flipped his car. He came out okay. Good. Car totaled. Oof. And then your fridge melted this morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I am so sorry. Well, that's why we do these for. So we'll continue to do the next week. We'll do Monday, and then I think that's the last of the scheduled Monday noon shows. But we'll figure it out. So we'll do prime time starting next Wednesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. For those of you who can only watch at night. Yep, Gloria Gaynor. Oh, no, not I. I will survive. My colon might not, but I will. Randall's 0 for 1. Pitch from Gura. Cusick leads off at first. Popped up right side. Lecoq has it, and that will retire the side. We go to the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. After 4, 2-1, Kansas City. And Lorenzo, I'm glad that he's okay too. How old is he? Such a scary thing. Steve Braun is 0 for 2, so Erickson threw 13 batters, 75 pitches through 4 innings. 3 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout, 20. Still at the age they think they're indestructible. Pitch to Braun is lined foul right side, and kind of in this time warp, somebody from Baltimore makes that catch. Yeah. I remember 20. Not really. 1992. So an 0-2 count to Braun. And there's a liner into center field. Braun's going for 2. The throw into Randall's not in time. And that'll bring up Hal McRae, who is 2 for 2. He has tripled and doubled and scored twice. He has both the Royals' runs. One in the first and the other in the third. Weiniger and Erickson have a couple words. Erickson's pitch. McRae pops it up right side. Rivera makes the catch. Braun will tag and hold. Rivera has a very good arm. He's a 9. My neck cracked. 1 out for Brett, who doubled and drove in a run. He now has 53 on the year. Remind me to tell you about my new kitchen, or my wife's new kitchen gadget. We played with it this week. Pitch to Brett is base hit left field. Past Norwood. Braun will score. Brett's going for 3. The throw into Wolf is not in time. And so it's 3-1 Kansas City on the triple by Brett. No, it's not a spatula. It's a combination air fryer convection oven. It's a 12-in-1 thingy. It fries, it rotisseries, it knits sweaters for you. Darrell Porter has walked and been retired. He's 0 for 1. Erickson delivers. Runner on third, strike 3. Porter looked at an off-speed pitch on the inside corner on a 2-2 count, and there's 2 out for Hurdle, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. You're going to get the commercial in a minute, and it won't be from my air fryer. The chicken you could. We'll get to that in a moment. Air fry, oh my God. Yeah, we did fries Saturday night. We're going to do some more tonight to go with our leftover rotisserie chicken. Pitch to Hurdle is a base hit left field. Norwood will pick it up along the wall. Hurdle's in with a double 4-1 Kansas City. Brings up Lukaku's 0 for 2. 6 hit for Kansas City. 4-1, 2 out. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball right back to Erickson. Throws it to first. And that will retire the side. The Red Sox fried themselves in April, Todd. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We're halfway home here at the Met/Camden Yards. It's 4-1 Kansas City. And just a gentle reminder that since 1989, the Boston Red Sox have won 4 World Series, and the Los Angeles Dodgers have won none. Just saying. Crimson Sox for now for legal reasons. All right. Yeah, here it comes. Television's most exciting hour of power. It's the Pound Lorenzo hour. All right, since not even I can really read that, and I'm standing right next to the screen, George Brett reached on a grounder to make it 1-0 Kansas City. Misplay by Roy Smalley, or Smalley threw that in the dirt. Then the Twins responded 3 pitches into their half of the first inning. Rod Carew singled home Willie Norwood. And the third, George Brett doubled home Hal McRae to make it 2-1. And in the fifth, Kansas City got 2 more. George Brett with a triple to score Steve Braun, and Clint Hurdle doubled to score George Brett. 4-1 Kansas City. And when the screen is that small, I'm not even going to read the pitching lines. You'll get them when we get to it. In this half inning, Gura will face Larry Wolf, Bombo Rivera, and Willie Norwood here. Wolf is 0 for 1. You can still use... Oh, was it on the left fielder? I thought, no, it was a low throw. Now you got me looking again. George Brett hit a grounder scoring 1. E6 to take the lead. It was a low throw. Went the dugout. Wolf is 0 for 1. Gura starts the bottom of the 5th with a line drive to right. Hurdle is there. 1 out. Bombo Rivera reached on a walk his first time up. I used Dixie cups when I was a little kid. It was great to rinse with when you were brushing your teeth. They had the comics on them. Blondie, among other things. Pitch to Rivera. Struck him out. He got him with an 0-2 split finger in there at the knees, and that's the second strikeout for Gura. So as Norwood steps up, 18 batters deep for Gura, 66 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, The run is earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. Norwood 1 for 2 with a double into right center field. Cowens is over to make a fantastic catch. How about that? And after 5, it's 4-1 Kansas City. Penny somebody played Blondie in those movies. Again, stuff you don't hear on your average Fortnite stream. And I think Arthur somebody played Dagwood. Those old 1 or 2 reelers. Here's Cowens. He's 0 for 2. Cowens, Patek at Washington here in the 6th. Pitch from Erickson is a ground ball to third. Wolf across the way to Carew. And that's an out. 1 out for Patek, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. A lot of those B-movie actors and actresses did cartoon and commercial voiceovers. Well, she wasn't the original Betty Rubble. Betty changed in the series. The woman that played her originally was Bea Benaderet, who also was the mom on Petticoat Junction. And she died. She had lung cancer really early. 1 out, pitch to Patek is a ground ball to Carew. Takes it to the bag himself for the out, 2 away. Talked about the Flintstones the other day. Gene Vanderpyle was the voice of Wilma and of Rosie the Robot on the Jetsons. UL Washington 0 for 2. And Gene Vanderpyle kind of looked like Wilma in her 50s. How you think Wilma would look. Pitch to Washington is a ground ball to Randall over to Carew, and that will retire the side. The Royals go in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 4-1 Kansas City. So Carew, Ford, and Cusick. Betty, you know, I would say that you were joking there, but that could conceivably be what her maiden name was. And of course, her married name was Rubble. Carew 1 for 2, singled and drove in a run. Anybody know the real answer to that? It could be Limestone. Here's a line drive to left center. Cowens is there for the out. So noontime baseball for you tomorrow. Wednesday, we're not thinking that we're streaming. Someone can look that up. McBricker. So Betty was Scottish. McBricker. You could have given me 100 guesses at that, and there's no way in purgatory I would have come up with it. Ford 0 for 2, grounded into a double play. Gurra got him, an 0-2, strike 3 called. So 2 out for Cusick, who has walked and singled. Betty McBricker. What was Wilma's maiden name? Do you know? Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to shallow left. Braun will ride to Schwinn, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th, 4-1 Kansas City, and Wilma's maiden name was Slaghoople. And no, you don't get these types of trivia in Call of Duty streams, and only the special Minecraft streams that involve edibles, you might. But certainly not in a Fortnite stream. Of course, the original name for the Flintstones was supposed to be the Flagstones. Steve Braun is 1 for 3. He's doubled. Erickson threw 6, 27 batters, 99 pitches, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Braun's 1 for 3 and draws a walk. And that's how the 7th starts. 3-1 fastball upstairs for Hal McRae, who has doubled, tripled, and scored twice. So I was going to tell you about the 12 and McBricker. Yep, Yeah, Lorenzo had that one. I would, like I said, you give me 100 guesses, and that wouldn't even have been on 101. So, bought the wifey that oven for her birthday, and so the first night that she was home, we did the rotisserie chicken, and oh my God, was that good! Eating on that one for a while. The house smelled like we bought a can of that Weber beer can seasoning and rubbed it on with some butter. Pitched to McCray. Struck him out. Erickson got him on an 0-2 on the outside corner. One away for Brett. George is 2 for 3. Is double, tripled. Scored a run and driven in runs number 53 and 54. So the chicken was good. That was Friday night. And so Saturday we tried out the French fries. But because they turned the light on in the oven for us to check the chicken, the button for that also changes the setting from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Wasn't. Okay. Jamie, not sure what you meant to type there. And so the fries were overdone a bit, but they still tasted good. They tasted like they had come out of a deep fryer. And so we're going to make some more fries tonight and have some rotisserie chicken. So, oh my gosh, that thing is just awesome. Of course, chicken sounds good. So, Braun off at first. Brett at the plate, 1 out. Chicken is good. There's a line drive to left. Norwood's there. Throws it to first, and Braun's back. If you joined us late, I could have sworn I did a game from the Met on this computer. We changed computers in February, and apparently not, because this is the default if you don't have the right ballpark and Action PC. Would I consider pineapple pizza in an air fryer? Not on a boat or with the goat on the plane, with my dead grandmother Jane, in a box or in a fox. I would not eat pineapple pizza or green eggs and ham. Here is Porter. Maybe if you brought Dr. Seuss back, I might. Porter's 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out. 2 out, top the 7th, 4-1 Kansas City. Throw to first. Braun is back. Taking our time today. It's already 12:54. 4-1 Kansas City, 2 out in the 7th. Pitch to Porter. Line drive, base hit up the middle. Braun will go to third. And so runners on the corners, 2 out for Hurdle. Lorenzo adding to the conversation here, apparently in early episodes of the Flintstones. Hurdle, by the way, has a double in RBI, 1 for 2. Some of Wilma's friends remembered her as Wilma Pebble, which I think would make more sense. But later episodes referred to her mother as Mrs. Slaghoople, and they certainly wouldn't have Mom as divorced. So there is some dispute. Just thought you'd throw that in. Pitch to Hurdle, filed back behind the plate. You remember what the original sponsor was for the first season of the Flintstones? I know we've talked about it. 2-2 the count to Hurdle. Pitch from Erickson. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. Stretch time, 4-1 Casey. And Roy Smalley digs in. He's 0 for 2. Yes, Tribe Fan and Lorenzo are right. Winston cigarettes. Yes, we got it. Thank you. So says the president of the George Hendrick Fan Club. The show was aimed at an adult audience. It was a takeoff, of course, up for the honeymooners. And there's the infamous commercial, of course, in black and white, although they were done in color. they knew color TV was coming. They were aired in black and white on the American Broadcasting Company. And it shows Fred and Barney going out back to have a Winston as Wilma and Betty beat the bear-skin rugs for the laundry. Smalley's 0 for 2. Pitch. And there's a line drive left center field. Braun will pick it up, and Smalley's on with the 4th hit. So 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 left on for the Royals. A run on 4 hits, an error, and 3 left on so far for the Twins. Lorenzo channeling his inner Joni Mitchell. Help me, I think I'm falling down the rabbit hole. Butch Weiniger is 0 for 2. Please try the veal. Fly ball left field. Braun in the corner makes the catch for the out. And Smalley retreats back to first, 1 out. For Randall, who's 0 for 2. Gurra's pitch. Randall. Line drive left field. Braun will pick it up. The Twins have the tying run on and 1 out for Larry Wolf, who is 0 for 2. So Smalley on second, Randall on first. And the Twins show some signs of life. Here's the pitch. There's a little ground ball to Washington. His only play is to first. Wolf will be thrown out, and Randall and Smalley move up 90. But there's 2 out for Bombo Rivera, who has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Joe Hendrickstone was a star outfielder for the Bedrock Nine. Yes, Fred and Barney were stoners, for sure. Those two got into more crazy situations. So the Loyal Order of the Water Buffalo? Look, they hallucinated Harvey Korman the last year, dressed as a little green thing that flew around. Pitch to Rivera. Ball 4. So Gurra stays in the ball game. Yeah, the Green Gazoo. Stoners do indeed see little green men. And this is why on YouTube we are not listed as a Y13 channel. Loaded are the bases. Runners on second is Randall. Rivera on first. Norwood, as Gurra has faced 27 batters, is 1 for 3. He has doubled, scored, and struck out. Gurra, 94 pitches, 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits. Just the 1 run. He has walked 3 and struck out 3. Smalley leads off for third as Gurra leaves him loaded. He caught him on a 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. And the Twins blow the chance. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th. Kansas City 4, Minnesota 1. And so Lecoq, Cowens, and Pontek to face Erickson here in the 8th. At least to start anyway. Lecoq is 0 for 3. Pitch from Erickson into right field. Back goes Rivera to the wall. It's gone. So Lecoq makes it 5-1 as he smashes his 4th home run of the year. And that was hit so hard, all Rivera could do was turn and watch it grow. The Great Gazoo is from the planet Zetox, or Ziltox, or Botox. Today'd be Botox. No, you were supposed to lead the quip there. That's the reason why I made the joke. Well, the Flintstones were Saturday morning cartoons with the Frankenstones as their neighbors. Or baby Flintstones at that point, but yeah. No one laughed at that joke. I thought that was funny, and I did it on the 3rd take. Cowens is 0 for 3. Pitch from Erickson. Oh, Amos Otis is going to pitch it. You can say pretty much whatever you want in the comments. We tried to in a rowing video I did for my summer Tokyo preview. It was a coxless pair. And so I explained the difference between a coxless boat and a coxswain boat. And you can kind of imagine that Kendalls and Coxless would kind of go together, if you know what I mean. Wind is whipping in from right at 30 miles an hour. 68 degrees on a clear night. Really? I didn't think I went long enough. What was the other one I did that night? There was 2 sports. Yes, Bam Bam and Pebbles did get married. Pitch to Otis. It's a ground ball to Wolf, over to Carew, and that will retire the side. There's 1 out for Patek. One of the 2. See how much I'm paying attention. Freddie's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Yeah, I believe they tried one of those Flintstone reboots with Fred and Barney as grandparents. Olympic Rowing. A good book called The Boys in the Boat came out 5 or 6 years ago. Pitch to Freddie is a ground ball, base hit. Ford will scoop it up. And Erickson will face UL Washington. Throw to first. Patek is back. That's why they're all experiments, though, until we actually get to the real Summer of Tokyo games. Pitch to Washington is a ground ball to Randall. Flips it to Smalley for 1. Over to Carew. Do they turn it? Yes, they do. How about that? Royals get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Willie Wilson and Tom Paquette come into play. Otis shifts over to center. And it's 5-1. So Wilson a 9 and a 3 in the left. Otis a 5 and a 6 in center. And Paquette is a 7 and 8 in right. Fred died of a serious foot infection after all those miles on his poor feet. You would have thought they would have had moccasins, at least. And Jamie says it is rumored that Action PC Rowing is in the works. I had a rowing game, if you remember the summer games by Epix back in the late 80s. One of those had a rowing game. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Rod Carew is 1 for 3. RBI single. And the first lone run for the Twins. Line drive to right. Paquette challenged immediately, makes the catch, 1 out. Here's Dan Ford. He's 0 for 3. He is struck out and grounded into a double play. Little chopper to Patek, over to first. And Lecoq, does he keep his foot on the bag? Yes, he does. Craig Cusick, 1 for 2. A single and a walk. Yeah, Epix made Winter Sports. I don't know if I had that one or not. Did Wilma and Betty ever drive? Pitch to Cusick. There's a line drive to center. Otis is there. And that will retire the side. Twins go in order in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. We'll have a pitching change. Kansas City 5, Minnesota 1. And everybody's on short rest. We got any starters that aren't going to start for a while? There's like nobody there. I have absolutely no choices here. Well, they're going to go with yesterday's pitcher, John Sutton, making his 16th appearance of the year. He's 4-1 with a 3.97 ERA. Pitched against the Royals last night, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, and a strikeout. So 22 2/3 innings, 26 hits, 4 homers, 13 runs, 10 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 11. Mr. Forsberg watched rowing in the morning during the 76 Olympics in Montreal at a CBC. So it'll be Willie Wilson at 204, no homers and 14 RBI. You can bunt all you want with a 4-run lead. I don't care. Line drive up the middle, Ford, right center field, 1 out. Barney left Bedrock and took up company with some rabbit named Bugs. Hal, same voice. Hal McRae, 1 for 2, or 2 for 4. double, triple, and scored twice. One year, the Flintstones, Mel Blanc, who did the voice for Barney Rubble, was in a serious car accident, and they set up a recording booth from a hospital bed for him to do his lines for the Flintstones. And it changed his voice. He couldn't get the original Barney Rubble voice. It was the same voice all the way through the original series. True story. I can't believe we've talked Flintstones for the last hour. Pitch to McRae, who's 2 for 4. Ground ball to Wolf, over to Carew for the out. And that's 2. For George Brent, who's had a pretty good ball game. He's 2 for 4. He's double, tripled, and driven in 2. Gura could conceivably go the distance here. Popped up. Leininger makes the catch, and that will retire the side. He had to get that one against the screen to get the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Kansas City 5, Minnesota 1. So Smalley, Weininger, and Randall to face Gura here in the ninth. Roy is 1 for 3 with a single. Ball 4. So the full count missed high and away, and that'll bring up Weininger, who was 0 for 3. Smalley takes a small lead off of first. Pitch to Weininger. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 fastball. Swung on and missed. So 1 out for Randall. Gura starting to tire. 5-1 Royals in the bottom of the ninth. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Kansas City. 7 left on. The Twins, 1 run, 5 hits and an error, and they've left 6 on so far. Pitch to Randall is a ground ball to Washington. Patek for 1. There's no throw to first. And so 2 out, and Randall will reach on the fielder's choice for Larry Wolf, who is 0 for 3. What they got in reserve? So they're going to pinch hit Jose Morales. Smalley's father-in-law was Gene Mauch, who was the manager there in '78. That must have been awkward. Morales at 333, hits lefties at a 347 clip, a home run and 24 RBI. Fred Flintstone had a great linebacker's body. Kind of like a Frank Howard build, too. And of course, you talk about characters, and I guess the Munsters kind of qualifies, more of a cosplay. You know, the Dodgers tried out Herman Munster. Morales. Base hit right side. Paquette will come in. Randall will hold at second. 2 on, 2 out for Rivera, who's 0 for 1. He has walked twice and struck out. I didn't know that about Mauch and Smalley either. Didn't Smalley also do some time with the Angels? Misdirected appearance with the Dodgers, yes. No, it's not. Why would you think that? And Don Rickles once came out to make a pitching change for the Dodgers, too. Porter and Gura have a few words. Gura is ready. Rivera in the shallow left. Wilson, Patek in foul territory makes the catch, and the Royals will win this one 5-1. So the Royals, 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The Twins a run on 6 hits and 1 error. Gura goes the distance. He goes to 7-5. 9 innings, 6 hits, just the 1 run. He's your digital dice player of the game. 4 walks and 5 strikeouts. Roger Erickson falls to 11-14. 8 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. Walked 3 and struck out 4. $7 is a good deal, Lorenzo. And so we go and play the rest of the day in baseball, just so you can see the Dodgers are going to be number 6 on the list. Just in case that someone accuses me of fudging things, they're the 6th game I'm going to read. And so the rest of this Thursday in baseball starts with Milwaukee and Bill Travers shutting out the Blue Jays 7-0. He goes to 2-12 on the year. Goodness gracious. Jim Clancy falls to 8-11. Sal Bando 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a double. From Chicago, the Reds 21. They pound out 26 hits. 21-1. Tom Seaver goes to 15-5, like you needed to give Seaver that much support. Rick Russell falls to 13-9. Johnny Bench 5 for 7. He hits his 23rd of the year and drives in 6. Houston 5, Pittsburgh 3. In 10 innings, Joe Sambito goes to 8-7. Kent Colby takes a loss. He's 4-4. Jose Cruz, first of a doubleheader, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and a stolen base. One of these games they made 4 errors. I'm going to guess it's the second one since Pittsburgh beat him 8-5. Bruce Keeson 7-4. Mark Lemongello, my favorite dessert, 11-6. And Cruz hits his 7th home run of the year. Bengals and Bears at preseason football game on a baseball diamond. Okay. No, this man's not for sale. You see the new banners up? What? The new banner's not there yet. San Francisco 7, Montreal 2, and Halicki goes to 9-6. Ross Grimsley goes to 15-8, and Jack Clark 1 for 3 with a triple. Pittsburgh, by the way, in one game stole 7 bases, and maybe the same game, I don't know, had 4 errors. It doesn't say. San Diego 2, New York nothing. Gaylord Perry goes to 11-9. Juan Berenguer takes a loss. Oscar Gamble 3 for 3 with a double. Do we really want to know the score of the Dodger game? I don't think so. Detroit 12, Cleveland 5. Jim Slayton goes to 8-10. Friesla Ben goes to 0-6. Rick Manning 2 for 4 with a double and a triple. Okay. Yeah, preseason football definitely, and a Thursday night too to boot. The Dodgers beat the Phillies 6-4. Big win for the Dodgers. That really is. Their lead now is 6 games over the Reds. Bert Hooton gets the win. He goes to 16-4. Randy Lurch goes to 10-6. 6-4 the final. Davey Lopes 2 doubles. He went 2 for 5. Texas beats Chicago 8-5. Jim Umbarger goes to 4-4. Ken Kravitz goes to 8-8. Bobby Bonds with his 15th homer of the year. He also had 4 hits and 4 for 4. I don't need to tell you that. Atlanta shuts out St. Louis 2-0. Rick Mailer goes to 3-3. Could have been Mickey too. 3-3. John Denny falls to 9-11. And last but not least, California 7, Boston 3. Don Aussay goes to 10-10. Jim Wright falls to 3-7. Freddie Lynn with a home run. Really quick before you go. Tomorrow afternoon's game will be Baltimore and California from the Big A in Anaheim. Standings: Philadelphia 3.5 over Pittsburgh. Dodgers 6 over Cincinnati. Milwaukee 3 over Baltimore, 4 over the Yankees. Texas a half game over Kansas City, 3.5 over California, and 4.5 over Minnesota. You really don't care, do you, Dave? But they beat Cleveland 12-5. Well, you got the biggest lead in baseball, so, and you also are on Friday. Stop whining, Mr. Coyote. I'm Ron Jeckett. We're going to tape the first anniversary special for Digital Dice in a few moments. And I'll see you tomorrow at noon for a battle in Los Angeles area between the Orioles and the Angels. Until then, we'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.